Now that your household income will be changing because of a divorce, it is time to get your budgeting game together. In this video, I'm going to share 4 tips that can help you efficiently manage your income. Now, I'm all too familiar with budgeting. About 5-6 years ago, I paid off $89,000 in debt, and I did it by putting myself on a serious budget. Was it easy? No. Were there some sacrifices? Yes. Was it worth it? A million times? Yes. And now that I am liberated, there's so much more that I can do with my money. And what's even more great is the things that I learned from this experience or that experience, I still practice today. Because you know what? It's really all about your behavior towards money. And as a matter of fact, if you're watching this and you are currently paying off debt or paid off your debt, drop a comment below to give a tip or two to those who are just starting their debt-free journey. But like I was saying, it's really all about your financial behavior. So if I can do it, indeed you can. So get your pen and paper ready and let's go. The key to a budget is to understand what you have coming in and what's going out. Now that your household income has changed, you need to assess it. From what sources is your income now based on? Is it salary? Is it alimony, child support, side hustle? Calculate how much you're bringing in per month. You can write it down on paper, use a spreadsheet, a budgeting app, whatever you decide to do, you need to get this number in front of you. You need to see it, get a visual representation. Now, the next visual representation you need to see is a list of all of your expenses. Make a complete list of every monthly expense, even your subscription to that streaming service you can't live without. List everything, even if you feel it's irrelevant, because it's really not. Every expense affects your bottom line. So be honest with yourself and list it all, list everything. Again, you can write this on paper or type it up on a spreadsheet. Now, once you have every expense accounted for, here's what I want you to do. And this is actually your first tip. Go through your expense list and prioritize essential expenses. That's like housing, food, basically the expenses you cannot live without. Allocate your income to cover these essential expenses first. Be realistic about your spending habits and make sure that your budget reflects your current financial situation and not how you want it to be. So be honest with yourself. Budgeting tip number 2. Now that you listed your essential expenses and you understand that these will be paid first, it's time to eliminate the unnecessary expenses like dining out, subscriptions, and other discretionary spending items. Now, I know it's going to be tough not going out to eat on a regular basis or having your fun expenses, but trust me, it is for a season and it will be worth it. And you know what? It's okay to treat yourself once in a while. When I was on my debt-free journey, I got to a point where I had to have some me or entertainment money, even if it was a nominal amount, because the process became so mundane. Treating myself once in a while helped me to keep my sanity. So my point is that you can budget in entertainment, just make sure you keep in mind your priorities and you do it in moderation. Tip number 3, get an emergency stash. Allocate a portion of your income to build an emergency savings fund that should be used for emergencies only, not Amazon, okay? When you list your monthly expenses, include a savings category and list a specific amount. It can be $100, $200, whatever amount that fits your finances. Then on payday, automatically transfer that amount to your savings account. Now, a common question is, how much should I have in my emergency savings? Well, when I was paying off my debt, I allocated $1,000 for emergencies, and then once I paid off my debt, my stash increased to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. So if you have debt, then you may want to be on the lower end and then increase it once you significantly reduce or eliminate your debt. The point is to rely on your savings for emergencies and pay yourself instead of a credit card. Budgeting tip number 4, make it a point to review and adjust your budget accordingly. Just like your life change due to divorce, other life circumstances will happen and so will your expenses. Budgeting is not a set it and forget it type of thing. It continuously evolves as you progress through life. So I recommend reviewing your budget on a regular basis. Remember, adjusting to a new financial situation takes time. So be patient with yourself and don't hesitate hesitate to seek support from your friends, family, or financial professionals if needed. Now, as I stated in my previous videos, most couples tend to sell their house when divorcing, which gives them access to their equity. Now, if you're interested in finding out how much your home is worth to get a general idea of how much equity you have, click the link below to get a customized home valuation report. Don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to be giving you more gems on navigating this transition while contemplating selling your home. I'm Renee the Realtor. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.